Welcome to Mom with Issues. I'm your host, resident mom with issues, Alice Rainey. And yep, I've got issues. But I'm thinking if you're here, you may have a few issues too. Issues that make being a mom different, harder, and more colorful than the one-dimensional idea of a mom present all over social media. So, grab a tasty beverage, a comfy seat, the good chocolate, and let's unpack this stuff. I know I'm not alone. It's been a long pandemic. For moms with school-aged children, it's a mixed bag of in-person learning with risk of random quarantines and school closures, or it's strained virtual learning that requires lots of parental input and oversight, or maybe you're powering through your second year of homeschooling. This pandemic has pushed us all to the brink, requiring more from us than we ever thought possible. And as an elder millennial who has lived through 9/11, the Great Recession, and a housing market collapse, that's saying a lot. I really did not want to add another once-in-a-generation event to my bingo card. Yet, here we are, with another life-defining moment, but this time we're the adults with mortgages and children's futures on the line. And the hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. Because gas prices and food prices have risen sharply. In the past year, grocery prices have gone up 2.5%. And right now, in the fall, when we're used to seeing gas prices start to fall, they've gone up almost 50 cents in the last 2 months. I'm tired. I am so tired. But I have support and life is stable and I am in a very good place right now. But there are lots of mamas that need a break right now. They needed a break weeks ago and now they are barely keeping it together. As we head into the dark, cold winter months and the seasonal sads and general holiday anxiety creep in, I want to make space for the moms that are really struggling right now. Moms that have been struggling for days, weeks, months, hell, for years. Today's episode comes with a huge trigger warning for suicide and child death. This episode includes the stories of moms who lost their battles with depression, and discussion of suicide statistics and symptoms. This is going to be a heavy episode. But even heavier is the load of a mother who feels all alone and can't bear the thought of one more day. So, as a reminder, I am not a medical professional. Nothing I say here should be considered medical advice. Any stories that have supporting news articles with them will be linked in the show notes. Any personal stories are anecdotal. If something I mention hits home for you, please discuss it with your medical provider. And as always, any stats or statistics will be listed in the show notes as well. If you're in the U.S. and in crisis right now, please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. You can also call 988 from your mobile to reach that same lifeline. If you're not in a space to talk, that's okay. You can text TALK, that's TALK, to 741-741. These numbers will be included in the notes below. I promise you aren't alone. I know you won't always feel this way. I know because I'm here now. I'll sit with you and we'll do this together. Let's go.
The 16th of September, 2021 at 5:46 p.m.
If anything ever happens to me, do not give my kids to their dad permanently, because if while I was alive you couldn't help take care of them, then why wait till I'm...
The 6th of October, 2021.
Slowly losing my mind.
The 7th of October, 2021.
Mentally at my lowest.
The 13th of October, 2021 at 7:55 a.m.
Having to do this parent shit alone has really made me a lot stronger and shows me that I'm capable of doing anything, but at the same time I want to breathe. I want to be able to go to the restroom at least once without little kids following my ass. I want to be able to sleep in because I don't have to get up just because kids are up. I want a break. And I'm comfortable enough to say that now and not give up about what no one says, because I am human. Checking out. I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones that were really there, I love y'all. If I do succeed at this, please make sure my kids are okay. Please. On Tuesday, October 19th, at 9:17 p.m., troopers with the Texas Department of Safety responded to a two-vehicle car crash on State Highway 19. The driver of a Nissan Sentra crossed the center line and struck a pickup truck head-on. The driver of the truck was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the Sentra was pronounced dead at the scene. This was one mother's story. This was Olivia Popham's story. Olivia was a 21-year-old single mother of two. Recently divorced and dealing with a contentious relationship with her ex, Olivia felt utterly alone. She shouted out into the dark void of social media that she was drowning, but without a community to support her, those calls for help went unanswered, and two young children are without their mother. Unfortunately, her story is not unique. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, with more than 47,000 Americans dying by suicide in 2019, and over 1.3 million attempts were made. We are hurting. A study from MAPLE, the Maternal Behavioral Health Policy Evaluation Group, found 2,683 of the over 595,000 insured mothers aged 15 to 44 across the U.S. had suicidal ideation or thoughts of self-harm. The same study found that maternal suicidality overall had increased from 0.2% to 0.6%. In this group, Black women, low-income women, and younger women saw the greatest increases in their risk. Risk was also elevated for women with certain comorbidities like anxiety, depression, or serious mental illness. In 2018, designer Kate Spade lost a several years-long battle with depression, leaving behind her 13-year-old daughter and a note promising her that it wasn't her fault. That same year, model Stephanie Adams took her life and the life of her 7-year-old son when she leapt from the 25th floor of a Manhattan hotel with him in her arms. And last year, Eminem's ex-wife, Kim Scott, attempted suicide the day following her mother's passing. Luckily, Kim was discovered, and she received the treatment, care, and support she needed to make it another day. Olivia was overcome with the stresses of being a single mother. Kate lost a long battle with mental illness. Stephanie felt alone, and Kim couldn't imagine being a mom without her mom. These women all had different reasons for attempting suicide, but the ripples of their attempts, successful or not, would be felt long after they were gone. It's my hope that by being here today and shining a light on the issues that we face, we can start to feel a little less alone, because a community and strong support network are key when fighting your battles. I have felt alone in a room full of people. I have felt unable to drag myself out of bed for anything other than the bathroom. I know what it feels like to feel nothing. Not joy, not happiness, not even anger. I know how it feels on the other side of sadness, where it just feels empty. Your own personal sunken place. And when you're there, it feels self-imposed. You torment yourself there. You watch yourself withdraw and scream at yourself to snap out of it. At first, you try to mask the sadness. A shallow smile at the things you normally enjoy. It's not doing it for you now, but the muscle memory lets you fake it. Level 2 is darker. It's almost impossible to fake happiness here. Your fake smile looks fake. You look tired. You're irritable. Things hurt. You're not really even trying anymore. And secretly, deep down inside, you hope that someone sees this and saves you. You can't sleep. You sleep too much. You can't eat, or you eat too much. You feel out of control. You can't regulate your emotions. You snap at your children. You cry in the shower. You feel checked out. You feel stressed. You feel like you're failing. This is a bad place. If you aren't talking to someone you trust about what's going on at this point, then strap in, because you, friend, are in for a very bumpy ride. Level 3 is the darkest. Here you doubt even basic truths. A pitch dark that blinds you to every single amazing thing about you. And level 3 is a thief. It steals your memories. Every time you've laughed. Every beautiful sunny day. The crunch of fresh snow. Memories of birthdays and drippy ice cream cones. How happy you were when they learned to walk. The first time they ran to you after school. Those memories fade and are replaced with fantastical nightmares. You begin to imagine that things would be easier without you. Negative self-talk could convince you of the unthinkable. In this state, you need help. You need a rescue team that can guide you safely out. Because there is an out. I promise you, on the other side of all the darkness, there is a light. It's the same light that you see shining in your kiddo's smile. They got that light from you. And finding a team of professionals, friends, and family that can help you find your light again is all that it takes. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to need help. You're not alone. And at least as long as you're here with me, you're safe and free from judgment. Because I would never leave anyone feeling how I ever felt. I know this episode has been rough. How you doing? You okay? If you've made it this far, I appreciate you sticking with me. So where do we go from here? You know I wouldn't bring you all this way and leave you without some support in the form of resources. If you're a mom in the U.S. and you need help right now, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255 or contact the crisis text line by texting TALK, T-A-L-K, to 741-741. Finding your way out of your sunken place can be hard. It can feel impossible. But there are steps you can take to make yourself feel better and support your recovery. Here are 5 suggestions from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. First, be kind to yourself. If I've learned nothing from Noodle, TikTok's favorite prognosticator, it's that Bones Day or no Bones Day, you gotta treat yourself. Be kind to yourself. If something goes wrong, don't try not to take it so personally. 2, take care of yourself. I know, easier said than done. Exercise, eating right, getting enough sleep, and connecting with people who play a major role in your life really do go a long way for helping your mental health. As those things start to suffer, so does your mental health. Take care of yourself, friend. You're worth it. 3, find a mental health professional and understand how to navigate your health insurance. When I read that one, I laughed because I know how big of an ask that is. As a fully insured American who pays way too much for health insurance, my mental health coverage is still practically non-existent on my current plan. If you have insurance coverage, call and discuss your treatment options. And remember, you don't have to stick with the first doctor you meet. You're going to be sharing really hard truths with this person. You should feel comfortable and safe. And if you don't find that connection the first time or even the second time, don't stop trying. It might take a while to find that good fit, but it's worth it. If you're uninsured but your employer offers an EAP, an employee assistance program, you may qualify for a limited number of free counseling sessions. Now, anything you say to a licensed therapist should be protected by patient-doctor confidentiality. However, if you are concerned about the confidentiality of these sessions, make sure to talk to your HR representative at work because you don't want to complain about your boss and then have that show up on their desk, right? Another option is your local university. Many colleges and universities offer low-cost or even free therapy. Students are typically entitled to a few free sessions, and the fees for the public are often on a sliding scale, sometimes starting as low as $1. You can also look into community resources, even in small communities. Places like community centers, hospitals, and places of worship. Worship may offer free or low-cost counseling. You can also reach out to those same groups to find any peer support groups in your area. And last but not least, online telehealth is an option now. If there aren't a lot of local resources, try some telehealth companies like OpenPath Psychotherapy, BetterHelp, or Cerebral. Online treatment options vary by state and price ranges vary. Some also work with your insurance provider to limit or eliminate your copay. But do your research, because these treatment options vary by state, which means that some states are not allowed to do things such as prescribing medicine via a virtual provider. Like all things I've mentioned here, do your own research first. For moms who need help but aren't currently in crisis, they can also reach out to Postpartum Support International. You can find them at postpartum.net. Call the PSI helpline at 800-944-4773 or text HELP, HELP, to 800-944-4773. They offer both English and Spanish language support. If you check out postpartum.net, you'll see that they have an online provider directory, online support groups 5 days a week, and a way to connect with a local support group. If you're like me and you're in a good place right now, why not take a moment to make a safety plan? Some components of your safety plan could include identifying what puts you at risk. Is it work, finances, kids' behavior, your partner, all of the above? Name your beast. 2, find coping strategies that don't rely on the presence of others. Color, build a puzzle, read, play video games, paint your nails, try to perfect a new makeup look. Anything you can lose yourself in a good way. 3rd, if you can, engage with people and go to places that help take your mind off your problems, even if it's just a moment. Carve out 5 minutes to put your feet in the grass. Call a friend you haven't talked to in a while just to rickroll them. Together or apart, if you don't have enough spoons to commit to a full visit, just FaceTime them. Call your BF and watch an episode of Rick and Morty together. 4th thing and final thing you could put on your safety plan would be a way to reach out to family and friends that can help you in a crisis. Have at least 2 people that you can reach out to in case you find yourself drifting towards the sunken place. I know thinking of 2 people right now might be asking a lot, but I promise if you speak up, you will find there is someone there to respond. Thanks again for sharing space with me today. I know when you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a very lonely place. And seeing the way out is easier with a buddy that's been there before. I've been there before, and I will help you out. You're not alone, Mama. You never were. The idea that it takes a village was lost along the way. So let's form our own village now. A collective of moms with issues. A community of moms that know that one bad day doesn't make you a bad mom. A group of moms that will cheer you on, lift you up, and help you out. If you like what you've heard, leave a review for the show. It's the best way to help other moms find us. New episodes release on Sundays. Until then, join the community on Discord for random laughs and behind-the-scenes stuff. Follow me at The Mom With Issues on TikTok, and check out my link tree for a link to be a part of the show. Until next time.